Goalkeeper thought. Dakazi with a goal kick. Obodo with the ball. Obodo. Rangers best player for the game. Aside it at 4th minute.
Hello and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Wonderful things from the Cathedral match day 37 on the Nigerian Premier Football League. And one team has been crowned champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League 2023-2024 league season. And it's been a wonderful journey from match day 1 to match day 37. It was looking as if they were not going to lay their hands on the title, but at the end of the day, after that game yesterday against the Bendel Insurance of Benin, they are confirmed now the champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League 2023-2024 season with just a game to spare. And it was actually a good battle from the likes of Remo Stars, Enugu International of Aba, Shooting Stars of Ibadan, and Plateau United and co. Quite an intense one in the Nigerian Premier Football League. The competition was top-notch, very high, and at the bottom of the table, a lot is going on, and we are going to wait for the match day 38, the last day, who finishes second, who finishes third, who play on the continent, and then who are those to join Heartland FC of Owerri and Gombe United of Gombe State in NNL come next season. These are many more we'll be looking at on the show this morning. You know how we usually do it on 360 Sports. We'll talk about our own, and we'll talk about it really good. If we don't, nobody will actually talk about us. All right, before we go to the NPFL, let's begin from this particular story from the Samuel Ogbumdia Stadium. It is the AFN, that is the Athletics Federation of Nigeria Olympic Trials, where athletes will be picked based on performance for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. And one athlete at this point in time is on cloud 9. She started her 2024 on a blistering note, and she has not removed her foot off the pedal as it stands right now. She'll be representing Nigeria in 100 meters and 200 meters women's race at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. No other person than Favour Philly wins first women's 100-meter national title, picks Olympic ticket. So she will be representing Nigeria in two individual events, 100 meters women's race and 200 meters women's race at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. And she will also represent Nigeria in the relay team for Nigeria after she made sure she anchored that race at the Bahamas Relays 2024. So she will be representing Nigeria in the relays for the 400 by 100 meters race for women at the Paris Games. She actually won the 100-meter race in Benin in a time of after her season best of 11.06 seconds. She did so well in the semi-final, and then in the final she blazed to the end, to the finishing line in a time of 11.06 seconds, at least surpassing the Olympic standards of 11.10 seconds. If you are to qualify and run in Olympics, you have to qualify with a time of 11.10 seconds. But now she lowered that time, 11.06 seconds, at the Samuel Ogbumdia Stadium. African Games revelation star, that is Olayinka Olajide, was second in a time of 11.37 seconds, while Justina Eyakpobenye secured the last podium placement at Paris Games with a time of 11.47 seconds. So for Favour Philly, she'll be there to represent Nigeria in the women's 100 meters and also 200 meters race at the Paris Games, which is actually a very good one, and we are happy that Favour Philly, she started the year on a very high note, and she has continued that, and we are looking forward to her performance at the Paris Games. I have Abba Michael from Plateau State joining me on the show. Abba Michael, welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV. We've seen Favour Philly do what she knows how to do best at the AFN Olympic Trials in Benin City.
Yes, I mean, it's my heart leaped with joy when I saw the victory, but it was not a surprise to me at all, knowing her antecedents. I mean, Favor of Philly has been in fine form. I just don't know why she's not running the 200, but for the 100 meters, she's shown that right now she's the fastest woman in Nigeria, gunning to become the fastest woman in Africa and perhaps the world. I believe she has the potential to execute such tendencies. We saw it coming. She's had a series of wind assists earlier in the season. We saw her run a 10:28. We also saw her run a 10:85, all wind aided, beating great American sprinters like Brianna Liston and, of course, the girl from Jamaica. And then at the Atlanta Games, we saw her beat a host of American athletes 2 weeks ago. So she's been winning on the circuit as far as winning is concerned. Perhaps not the 200 meters that she is known for, but she's doing it in the 100 meters. And I like for the fact that now that we don't have a Blessing or Kabari, we've not really had a superstar in the 100 meters. Favor of Philly is filling that position mightily for Nigeria. I see her running a sub-11 in the Olympics. I'm glad that she was able to drop a season's best of 11:06. It shows that she came with confidence. I just wish Chukuma was around because we needed a stiffer competition. Olainka Olajide is a good athlete. Justina, they are good athletes. But I wanted a Chukuma to push her to bring the best in her. But nevertheless, I think we have an opportunity to see a Nigerian athlete go as far as the semi-finals or even the finals in the forthcoming Paris Olympics.
Yes, in the forthcoming Paris Olympics. For Favor of Philly, she started the year, like you mentioned, on a blistering note. Just at the Atlanta Grand Prix, we saw what happened, beating Sherika. That is the fastest woman alive from Jamaica in that particular race. With Favor of Philly going to the Paris Games, what are our chances? What are our chances? 100 meters, like you mentioned, Rosemary Chukuma was not there. Do you think she can carry that Nigerian spirit at the 100 meters for the women?
Yes. Why I'm not extremely confident is because 100 meters is the most difficult race. You know that a certain Sharika Jackson is waiting for you. Shakari Richardson is waiting for you. A certain Shelley and Fraser Price is also waiting for you. We have a Tamara Clark in US waiting for you. So you know that Gabby Thomas is also there. Favor of Philly, if it's the 200 meters, I can guarantee you that I see her not just in the finals, but the podium finish. But for the 100 meters, to be honest with you, I'm really shocked and impressed with what Favor of Philly is doing so far. I pray she will continue to shock and impress people like me, because for the 100 meters, it's not going to be an easy ride for her. My prayer for her is, no matter what, let her get to the finals, because I can see that she doesn't let pressure get to her. Remember that she has the fastest 200 meters in Nigeria, 21:96. Yeah. So I believe she has what it takes. Beating Sherika Jackson. Sherika Jackson was not in fine form. She was still in the build-up. She has not started speed work. So let's not conclude that Sherika Jackson has lost form. These Jamaican girls, they know how to prepare for Olympics. The good thing is that Ellen Thompson is battling, so she may not be at the Paris. But for our Favor of Philly, I think I see her getting as far as the finals with the way she's improving by the races.
Okay, with the way she's improving by the races, Thompson era, she was also beaten by Favor of Philly in Atlanta, that is in America, just weeks ago. But let's see how that goes for Nigerian athletes. But see, dwelling on Nigerian athletes, outside Favor of Philly, we also have Olayinka, that is Akintola, I beg your pardon, who also won the men's 100 meters race. Another revelation for Nigeria. I think the men are now waking up in athletics. You know, at some point it was the ladies, but the guys now, with the new sensation in town, the likes of Favor Ashanko, I think the guys are also now waking up.
Yes, I mean, as a matter of fact, we have two Akintolas catching fire, also to say in America. I watched the NCAA finals. I think Akintola came second or so. And then, Godson Brume came third or so. We're actually, for the male category, we're actually doing better when it comes to the sprints in the American circuit, to be honest with you. Favor Ashe is there. I mean, Alaba Akintola is there. The other Fenisola also is also there. So they are doing very well. That's the truth. They're actually doing very well. But the problem is sometimes when the real competition comes by, is even Onwuzurike won, I think, in the Atlanta games also. He came second in the Atlanta games behind Oblique Seville. So our male athletes, we actually have better male athletes for the sprinting than the female. The only problem is the male circuit is more difficult to execute. That's why it looks as if they are not doing very well. Because we have how many of them running sub 10? Okay, Godson Brume is running sub 10, Ashley is running sub 10. I mean, even this other Sola is running sub 10. We have them. And then a certain Enoch Adegoke is also brewing. I don't know if he's back, because I knew he was battling with injuries for some time. So we actually have a good quartet, a solid quartet. So it's not as if the female are better than the male. The only problem is the male need to be in form at the right time.
Okay, the male need to pick form at the right time. For Favor Philly, congratulations to her for picking that 100 meters race win at the Samuel Ogbomdea Stadium in Benin City. The Athletics Federation Olympic trials was a good one, where all international athletes had to come down to Nigeria to actually, I think event continues today. We still have the hurdles, the likes of S. Brume, who have already qualified, though they are also part of these Olympic trials. And also we have that is the African champion, world champion, Toby Amuson, who will also be there, and Chidi Okezi also is ready to go at the Titan track in Benin City. All right, let's leave the Athletics Federation Olympic trial and go straight to the Cathedral. Let's go straight to Enugu State. That is the Nigerian Premier Football League. We have in fact, we have a new face, a new champion of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Just yesterday, Enugu Rangers, after beating Bendel Insurance of Benin 2-0 at the Cathedral, with that win, they have been confirmed the champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League with one game to spare, and we have match day 38 coming over this weekend. But already, after that win against Bendel Insurance, 2-0, that game ended in favor of Enugu Rangers, and now they have been crowned champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League 2023-2024 season. That's their 8th title. They last won this title 2016. Yeah, that was I think 8 years ago. They last won the Nigerian Premier Football League, and it's a big one. Congratulations to them. Michael, for Enugu Rangers, they are happy right now. They are on cloud 9, winning the Nigerian Premier Football League title for a record 8th time.
Yes, I mean, like they said, they call them the Flying Antelopes, and they've done nothing less than to fly. I mean, though I've never seen antelopes flying.
Okay. Okay, Michael, please, if you can hear us, just join us back if you can. Enugu Rangers, as you can see on the screen, they are the champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League after that game against Bendel Insurance in March the 37th. 2-0 that game ended, and wonderful one for Coach Fidelis Ilechukwu and his boys. They are, like I said, they are on cloud 9 as it stands right now, being the champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League. And it was a packed stadium yesterday at the Cathedral, where they actually had a lot of spectators, just the way we saw them in the Oriental Derby in March the 35th, where that game actually ended, ended with some controversies. We had 20,000 spectators at that stadium on that particular day when Enugu Rangers played Enyimba International. That is what we want to see with our football. We want to see our league. We want to see stadium being packed full when a game is ongoing, and it gives that credibility to the league, that value to the league, because spectators are always around to cheer their various darling team to victory. But for Enugu Rangers, it's been quite an intense intense journey from match day 1 to match day 37 because the league, I love the competitiveness of the league this season. It's been a very tough one, a top notch at that matter, where clubs are fighting to stay in the league and some are fighting to get out of the relegation zone. So the top and at the bottom is quite just like what we see with the EPL, the La Liga, where the top and the bottom teams are fighting for a survivor. Some are fighting to win the league, while some are fighting for survivor to stay in the league. And that is what we experience in the Nigerian Premier Football League this season, with teams jostling for points and trying to stay in the league. And for Enugu Rangers, it was a battle between them and Remo Stars, Enyimba of Aba, Shooting Stars of Ibadan, Plateau United and co. Who wins the league this season. But after that slip up from Enyimba, Remo Stars took over the batting and they were chasing down with 3 games to go. But just yesterday, they lost their game, and for that loss, actually didn't help them. And for Enugu Rangers, all they needed to do was to win or get a draw against against Bendel Insurance, and they did that. Not just a draw, they won that game 2-0 at the Cathedral. And after that game, match day 38 is an inconsequential game as far as the title is concerned for Enugu Rangers as it stands right now. So let's see how it goes. Let's see what it is for the Nigerian Premier Football League. Before we'll be looking at some of Enugu Rangers games highlight, let's look at the results of match day 37. Let's look at the result of match day 37 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. We have Abia Warriors beat Akwa United 2-0 at the Aba Township Stadium. We have Bayelsa United 2-1 against Shooting Stars of Ibadan. Enugu Rangers, like you saw on that video, they defeated Bendel Insurance 2-1. Enyimba of Aba lost to Sporting Lagos at the Onikon Stadium 2-1. Sunshine Stars of Akure in the Southwest Derby beat Remo Stars of Ikene. With that defeat, Remo Stars lost that battle between them and Enugu Rangers for the title of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Then Heartland FC of Owerri, who have been confirmed relegated, beat Niger Tornadoes 1-0 at the Okigwe Township Stadium in Owerri. We have Katsina United 2-0 against Doma United, who is also battling relegation. Lobby Stars of Makurdi in a 7-goal thriller at the Lafia Township Stadium, 4-3 against Kwara United. Plateau United and Kano Pillars at the Jos Township Stadium, it was 1-1 draw. And Rivers United trashed already relegated Gombe United 6-0 at the Dan Ayam Stadium in Port Harcourt. Quite an interesting game for Rivers United. They have nothing to lose. All they just needed to stay in the league, win your remaining games, and finish in a better position on the Nigerian Premier Football League table. Now let's quickly look at the table. Let's look at the table and see what it is. We have Enugu Rangers, Enugu Rangers, after 37 games with 22 goal difference, they now have 67 points to their name. They are at the top of the table. Remo Stars is second with 62 points, 5-point difference. Enyimba is third with 60 points after they lost their game. We have Shooting Stars on the fourth position, 59 points. So it's going to be a battle of who clinched the second position between Remo Stars, Enyimba, Shooting Stars of Ibadan, the last spot of the continental engagement. So we also have a Plateau United in there. So between Remo Stars, Enyimba, Shooting Stars, Plateau United, and Lobby Stars, it's going to be quite an intense battle. Who picks the second continental ticket in the Nigerian Premier Football League? So it's interesting to see that the Nigerian Premier Football League is quite competitive this season. We have Rivers United on the 8th position with 53 points. We have Bendel Insurance on the 9th position with 53 points also, but goal difference separating them between Rivers United. Abia Warriors are 10th with 51 points and -3 goal difference. And then on the flip side of the table, let's look at the flip side of the table. Sunshine Stars of Akure is on the 11th position with 49 points. We have Kano Pillars on the 12th position with 49 points and -2 goal difference. We have Kwara United 13th with 48 points, Niger Tornadoes 14th, 48 points. We have Bayelsa United 15th, 47 points. Akwa United is 16th with 46 points, and we have Sporting Lagos on the 17th position with 46 points. So it's going to be a battle of who survive. Bayelsa United from Niger Tornadoes, Bayelsa United, Akwa United, Sporting Lagos, Doma, Heartland, and Gombe already relegated. So for these other clubs, probably from Kwara United down to Sporting Lagos, 2 teams will have to join already relegated Heartland and Gombe United to play in the NNL come next season. So it's quite an intense battle at the top and at the bottom of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Gombe United have 25 points, already relegated with -56 goal difference. That is a very poor one and bad one for Gombe United this season. Heartland has -10 and 38 points. And then we have Doma United on the 18th position, 43 points. Sporting Lagos -4 goal difference, 46 points. Akwa United is 16th with 0 goal difference and 46 points. So it's on match day 38. These teams will be closely watched to see who joins Heartland and Gombe United to play in the NNL come next season. So it's quite an interesting season for the Nigerian Premier Football League. Kudos to the league organizers, the chairman Davison Owumi, Legbeleye and co, for actually making sure that our league this season was a top-notch one, quite competitive. There's a need for improvement in our league, and that is what we really want to see. Some of the lapses noticed this season. By next season, we believe that we're going to see massive improvement in the Nigerian Premier Football League. All right, let's quickly take some highlights of Enugu Rangers games in Nigerian Premier Football League. That game against Bendel Insurance yesterday at the Cathedral, and some other games in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Let's have those highlights.
Yeah, heroes can be made. Might make Premier League survivor mission impossible for Sporting Lagos. Fingers are crossed as we navigate the next 90 minutes of football. Victor Emmanuel Ono saying, let's enjoy an interesting football game. Super Eagles duty. Olonleke Ojo returns in goal for Imba, the captain of the side. Alade Balogun, Innocent Gabriel. And yes, Odibo for Sporting Lagos. And it's going to be a penalty to the home side. Penalty to Sporting Lagos. First meaningful action of the game. Gio Lokosa! He misses! What a big moment in the game. Wow, just wow. Not also forgetting that, yes, Daniel Daga. Great stuff from Milwaukee. The first survivor looks slim, but they have it in their hands. And here's a chance for Imba. Was an offside. Patrick Ejono to Zaruma. Sent a dangerous crossing. Olonleke Ojo spilled. Odibo, who has switched flank to the right hand side. Gordon Odibo against Innocent Gabriel. Beats Gabriel. And it's going to be. What decision now from the referee? It's a free kick. Jonathan Aluku on the left hand side. Aluku finds Gordon Odibo. His fresh touch lets him down. Chinedu Iferi. Centered on that crossing. Oh my! Aliyu yet again couldn't find a target. A goal in this opening half. Patrick, beautiful piece of skill to go past Balogun. Finds Jonathan Aluku. Aluku with a cross. And he has got it on the ball! What a goal! Well taken strike from Godwin Odibo! And Sporting Lagos find their breakthrough goal. You want to credit Patrick Ejonu, who channeled in his inner Messi to get past Alade Balogun, finding the run of Jonathan Aluku. Kick. Yes, Daniel Daga. A beautiful pass to find Umbauma. Yes, Umbauma working with a smart save. Sporting Lagos will be excited about. By the way, Sunshine Stars have scored. Yes, Elijah Akani Elijah. Great save from Uwoke. Switching play finds Pascal Onyekachi down the right hand side. Sticking his time. And yes, Pascal. And nearly a chance here for Review to tap home. Just a little bit behind the ball. Pascal easy. And yes, Sporting Lagos living dangerously here. It's going to be a penalty to Aimba. Wow! Dramatic scenes here. Chijoke Umbauma versus Christian Uwoke. Umbauma, he scores! 1-1 to Aimba. And that's how you do it. That's how you do it. In Sunshine. Aqua. Sporting Lagos Bayelsa. And yes, a chance for Sporting is in. It's 2-1. Jonathan Aluku makes it 2. Just the goal that Sporting Lagos needed. Great play down the left-hand side. Amazing, dazzling run from Philip Kende. Going past his markers and sending a dangerous low cross into the box. Jonathan Aluku, the Bobby boy, rightly placed. Jack Connie rubbed out the ball by Review. Finds the run of Pascal. And yes, Pascal Onyekachi. Pascal! Great save from Olole Keojo. That should have been 3. That should have been the killer. The fans are disappointed. 4 minutes of additional time. 4 minutes for Sporting Lagos to hang on. Yes, Aluku again. The chance here for Pascal is blocked. Philip! Sporting Lagos currently 16th on the log. 46 points. And that's the full-time whistle. An intense battle of football comes to a dramatic end. Jonathan Aluku, late winner, helps Sporting Lagos.
All right, welcome back from that highlight of those games in the Nigerian Premier Football League. That was Sporting Lagos against Enugu International of Aba, right there at the Onikan Stadium, where Sporting actually, at least their hopes of staying in the Nigerian Premier Football League was also at least was not dashed. Yesterday they had to just fight it out, and at least they will fight it till the end of that's match day 38 to see if they can survive to stay in the Nigerian Premier Football League for the first time. This is their first season in the top flight. Let's see if they will go back to play in the NNL come next season. All right, let's leave that the Nigerian Premier Football League and go talk. Let's go straight to FIFA story. Now it has been confirmed that Nigeria and Zambia, the two countries, will be representing Africa at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. So Nigeria, Zambia, with one other country to join them. That game, I think Kenya and one other country after their qualifiers will know the third country that will be joining Nigeria and Zambia to represent Africa at the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Dominican Republic. That is where the Under-17 Women's World Cup will be coming up this year for Nigeria after that emphatic win against the Liberian ladies 6-1, as in 6-1 aggregate score, propelled Nigeria down to 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. The first leg in Monrovia weeks ago, it was 4-1 against the Liberian girls, and then here in Nigeria it was 2-0 against the Liberian girls, courtesy of Chidi Harmony's goal in that game at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in the course of the weekend. And Nigeria, as it stands now, and Zambia will be representing the continent of Africa at the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Dominican Republic. For Zambia, they had to they finished the job against Morocco in the second leg, where it ended on a goalless affair. So for the Zambia ladies, they got the better of the Moroccan girls. So these two countries has been confirmed. Like I said, one other country would join them when they play their own qualifiers. That will be between Kenya, Burundi, Kenya, and one other country will be after their own qualifiers. We will now know the third country that will be joining Nigeria and Zambia at the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. So congratulations to Coach Bankole Olowokere and his foot soldiers for making sure Nigeria goes back to represent the continent of Africa. The last edition was in India, and Nigeria came back home with the bronze medal after finishing third at the last edition held in India. So let's see what will happen in Dominican Republic. Maybe Nigeria can go better than the third place finish and then leave the title for the first time. In the men's version, Nigeria has won the Under-17 Men's World Cup 5 good times, more than any other country. Brazil is the one following Nigeria in that order. So let's see if our guests can win it for the very first time for the continent of Africa. All right, let's leave the FIFA Under-17 women's story and let's go straight to the Paris Games, where we'll be having Asisat Oshola. She's talking tough ahead of the games, and now Asisat Oshola, high podium finish at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Nigeria will be there to represent the continent of Africa in women's football event after beating South Africa 1-0 aggregate score in the qualifiers. So for Asisat Oshola, she will be with the Super Falcons of Nigeria, and now she's eyeing a podium finish, maybe coming back with the bronze, with the silver, or the gold medal. In Atlanta 96, you remember that the men, that is Nigeria Super Eagles, won the Atlanta 96 gold medal men's football event, and this time around our ladies want to follow footsteps to become the first African women's football team to win the Olympic gold in football. Nigeria men has done it. Our women are also looking forward to do it, but they have to cross the hurdles in Group C first, where you have the likes of Brazil, Japan, and world champions Spain. First, they have to qualify from that group. Second round, quarterfinal, semi-final, and then the final, before we will be saying, okay, we can lift the trophy. But first thing first, all of the ladies also has been talking tough. The likes of Chiamaka and Adozie has also said they fear no foe. They fear nobody in that group. The Group C has been tagged Group of Death. Yes, quite a very strong group where you have the world champions Spain, Brazil, and Japan. That is Asian super powerhouse when it comes to women's football. Brazil also the South American powerhouse, and in the world football, you know where Brazil is when it comes to football in the world. And for Super Falcons, they are African champions. We've dominated the African scene for so long. We want to translate our dominance to the world stage and see how we can do better by winning the Olympic gold medal for women's football event. My prayers is that the Super Falcons do better, at least get to the semi-final. Then we can be thinking of winning a medal at all, whether bronze, whether silver, or the gold. Let's see how it goes for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. All right, let's look the Super Falcons story quickly. Let's look at this particular story. It has not really been it's not been a good week in the Nigerian Football Federation, that is the NFF, Super Eagles, the coaching staff, and what have you. Has been the week has actually not been. There's been a tense week for the Nigerian Football Federation, and one player is talking. Has been a well of words between this player and the Super Eagles coach, who also resigned his position after a lot of news coming in from the glass house. But let's look at this story where Victor Anichebe says Osimhen is wrong to criticize Finidi in public. For Victor Anichebe, he was one time a Super Eagles player who played 11 times for the Super Eagles during his playing days with Nigeria. That's Victor Anichebe. He also played for the likes of Everton, West Brom Albion in England, that is the EPL, and also Sunderland for Victor Anichebe. So for Victor Anichebe, he played 11 times for Nigeria between 2008 and 2011. 11 games he played with 1 goal to his name. And after the 2 World Cup qualifiers against the Bafana of South Africa and the Cheetahs of Benin Republic, a lot of persons have been questioning Victor Osimhen's absence. And for Coach Finidi George, he made some statement. At some point, Victor Osimhen was not fit to play in the game because he's just coming back from injury. And there was also his statement, a lot of some statements, some are confirmed and some are unconfirmed statements for Finidi George saying he was not going to back Victor Osimhen to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. This a whole lot actually caused an outburst. Let's just have a tidbit of that particular video where Victor Osimhen was actually talking, making some utterances to Coach Finidi George, who also has resigned his appointment as the Super Eagles coach.
Happen. I am not dumb. You don't understand? I don't say things like this go stop. I know for sure. You get. Immediately I do the MRI. The next day, the doctor called me. I go in office, and then they talk to me. So I call Finidi immediately.
This Victor Osimhen actually made some statements that doesn't really go well with Coach Finidi George and the public space. You know what it is? We just want all of these whole issues to be resolved. We don't need it. It's not healthy for our football. Right now, we are struggling in Group C of the World Cup qualifiers with 4 games, 3 draws, and 1 loss. So we have 3 points in that group, and we need a whole massive 12 points if we are going to have any chance of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Nigeria has never missed back-to-back World Cup since they started their appearance at the USA 94. And since USA 94, Nigeria has only missed 1 World Cup, and that was Germany 2006. And after then, we've qualified for every other edition, the one in South Africa, the one in Brazil, the one in Russia. But the one in Qatar, we missed it. And Nigeria has never, like I said, missed back-to-back World Cup in the history of our football in this country. With the way it stands right now, it's actually looking as if Nigeria is not going to make it to the 2026 FIFA World Cup that will be co-hosted by 3 countries, Mexico, Canada, and the United States of America. So that is Victor Osimhen talking, saying he was actually fit to play in those 2 games. At least if he was going to sit out in one of those games, then play the second game. But at some point, they say he was not fit. He's just coming back from injury. A lot of words, but I think with the way Victor Osimhen is talking, he's talking out of anger. There are different ways issues can be resolved, not you going to public space and making some utterances against Coach Finidi George. And for Coach Finidi George himself, after that game against Benin Republic, there was a meeting between the ministers and between the Minister of Sports, that is Senator John Owaneno, and the NFF board members, as the NFF executives. At the end of the day, a solution was reached to hire a foreign coach for Nigeria. I think a lot of it is going on behind the scenes at the glass house, which they just have to resolve it. Those in the authorities those are the hem of affairs. Just need to resolve this whole issue so that we can have our darling Super Eagles back up and running and doing what they know how to do best. The World Cup qualifiers is at stake. If we are not careful, we might not be there. But for Victor Anichebe, former Super Eagles player, he has come out to at least criticize Osimhen for going to public space, for making such those words, calling out Finidi George's name, saying unwarranted words, some kind of words that we are not supposed to use for a coach, or even though he's not his coach. Age-wise, Finidi George is older than Victor Osimhen and what have you. When it comes to football, Finidi George came into the limelight before Victor Osimhen even know that he was going to become a footballer. So this is a whole lot. I just pray that this issue is resolved so that we can have peace in the Super Eagles. We don't want the days where we used to have what is called big boys in the Super Eagles. Those days are over. The dark ages of big boys in the Super Eagles is over. We want to have sanity in our Super Eagles. We want to have players who are ready to die for this country, who are ready to go onto the pitch and play their heart out for Nigeria, because this is the only thing that bring us together. This is the only thing that make us happy as a nation, as a country. When it comes to football, there's nothing like this, my brother, this is not my brother. Go to the stadium, you know what I'm talking about. If you remember during the game against Ghana for the Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifier, the stadium was packed full. Everybody was chanting Super Eagles. We're all fighting for one cause. We want to see the Super Eagles play at the World Cup. And that is the power when it comes to sports, when it comes to football. The unity is a unifying factor, and that is what we want to see with the Super Eagles. But for Victor Osimhen, I think he needs to resolve this issue between him, Finidi, and the NFF so that we can have peace. Going to the public space to say some of those words, it's not needed. It's unwarranted for that. And for Victor Osimhen, I believe he should handle things professionally as a professional football player, as a star. He's a role model to a lot of persons out there. And with all this, I think questions need to be asked. All right, let's leave that story and go straight to Europe. Let's talk about Super Falcons again. We'll talk about one Super Falcons player who is playing her trade in Europe and in Spain precisely, where Rashidat Ajibade's goal on the course of the weekend qualifies seal Europe Champions League football for her team come next season. Ajibade's goal helps Atletico Madrid seal Champions League spot. It was a very fine goal against Villarreal in the women's Spanish La Liga F football in Spain. For Rashidat Ajibade, her goal was able to seal that qualification, that win for Atletico Madrid, and now they will be playing in the UEFA Champions League come next season. They finish behind Barcelona and Real Madrid on the table. They finish behind these two teams, first, second, and third. Atletico Madrid finished third on the table, ahead of Levante, who is following them on the standings and in the standings in the Spanish Liga women's football matter. So for Rashidat Ajibade, congratulations to her with her goal. Her team will be playing in the UEFA Champions League come next season. So we'll be seeing Rashidat Ajibade alongside Christy Uchebe for Benfica and then Chiamaka Nadozie for Paris FC, who will be playing the UEFA Women's Champions League come next season. So we're happy that Super Falcons players are also playing the Women's UEFA Champions League in Europe. Let's leave that and stay in Europe. But this time around, let's talk about one player who will be seen at the Paris Olympic Games. This time around in tennis sport at the Paris Games, where Naomi Osaka, the Japanese, will play in Paris Games 2024. After putting behind her injury worries and mental health issue, we are going to be seeing Naomi Osaka representing Japan in the Paris Games. She is ranked 125 in the world as it stands right now for Naomi Osaka. Because of injury, this lady has left the world of tennis for quite some time. So let's see how that goes for Naomi Osaka, who will be seen at the Paris Games in France when the hostilities starts in less than 50-something days away from now. Congratulations to Naomi Osaka for coming back and coming back strong to play in the Paris Games. All right, let's leave tennis and talk boxing quickly on the show, where Anthony Joshua is a good news. The British Nigerian-born Anthony Joshua has moved up ahead of Tyson Fury in the new WBC rankings. Joshua is ranked ahead of Tyson Fury. In that order, he is behind Usyk, who beat Tyson Fury just a few months ago in Riyadh. In the rankings, Joshua is ahead of Tyson Fury, who lost twice. Joshua lost twice to Usyk, and now he's behind Usyk in that particular order. The likes of Ajit Kabayel, and then we have Jared Adamson, who is 6th, and Martin Bakol, and Kabayel's rival Sanchez is ranked number 7 and 8. Joe Joyce keeps his place in the top 10 in the 9th position, and we have Bakoder Jalolov, who completes the top 10 in that order. Joshua is 2nd behind Usyk, who is number 1 in the WBC ranking. So good one, and congratulations to Anthony Joshua for becoming 2nd after that victory against Otto Wallin and Francis Ngannou in his last bout, where he knocked out Francis Ngannou in the 2nd round of his fight against the Cameroonian. Joshua has won 3 fights out of 3 since he lost to Usyk. Let's see, by September also he has a fight against Dubois in Wembley, that is in England. So let's see how far Joshua can keep his own, and definitely maybe still get one shot at Usyk to see if he can regain his belt back from these guys. All right, let's go back to Spain. This time around, we'll talk about one Super Eagles player, that is Chidera Ejuke, who will be unveiled by Sevilla, Europa League winners. They know how to win the Europa League. Now, after plying her trade in Russia, Sevilla set to unveil Super Eagles winger Chidera Ejuke. Good one, and congratulations to Chidera Ejuke, who will be unveiled by Sevilla in Spain. Come next season, we're going to be seeing this fantastic, enterprising winger who has a very fantastic dribbling skills, playing with Sevilla in Spain. So he joins the likes of Samuel Chukwueze, who left there already for AC Milan, who will be joining some couple of other Nigerians who will be in Spain. The likes of Kenneth Omero is still there. Morodion, though has not played for Nigeria, hopefully, and Co will be playing in La Liga come next season. All right, let's quickly go straight to the Euro 2024. The Euro started in the course of the weekend, and there were games yesterday. Let's quickly look at some results of those games in Group C, and then Group D. Slovenia and Denmark played a 1-1 draw, and for Serbia, it was a hard-fought win for England against Serbia, courtesy of Jude Bellingham's goal. They had to dig it deep. They left it late in that game before Jude Bellingham came to their rescue to get that 1 goal against Serbia. So England started on a good note, started on a winning note, 1-0 against Serbia in that game. And in Group D also, for Netherlands, they had to also leave it late to beat Poland 2-1. Poland went ahead in that game before Netherlands had to come back, and Weghorst got that 3 points for Netherlands, getting the 2nd goal in that particular game. All right, those are the games in Europe yesterday, and games continues today. Let's see how it goes for the Euro 2024. It's quite an interesting one for Germany. They started Euro on the host, that is Germany, on an interesting note, trashing Scotland 5-1 in that game. Let's see how the whole Euro will go this year. Who wins it this time around? Top country, the likes of England, Germany, Portugal, and all of them are eyeing to leave the Euro 2024. All right, we are sorry that Abba Michael could not continue with us because of some network issues. We are sorry. Hopefully and subsequently we might be having him back on our subsequent shows. But as we go, we'll leave you with those highlights in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Enugu Rangers, they are champions of the 2023-2024 league season in Nigeria. That is the size of it. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Say thanks for watching.
Savio with the ball. Sends it beautifully to Ikenna. What a pass. Ikenna looking to find the marker. Oh no. Oh no. Rangers. Fine playing with Austin. Austin back to Clement. Clement to Kelechukwago. Kentucky sends forward to Obodo. Obodo drafts in. Again, drives in from the left-hand side and crosses the edge. No one there to connect with the ball. Obodo has been playing so well from the left-hand side. And a crossing. And Obodo! Whoa, the chance! What a miss! To take the corner for Rangers. Takes beautifully well. An insurance keeper comes out to punch. Kenneth with the crossing and a mistake. Oh my word! Oh my word! Would there be anything out of this one? Kenneth takes three.